Philippines is a country in Southeast Asia located close to the tropical equator and the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is one of the rich countries with the abundance of natural resources that makes biodiversity superstar, which comprises two-thirds of the planet's biological wealth and natural capital. Philippines is one of the 17 megadiverse countries which hold 70 to 80% of the world's biodiversity. Good afternoon. Today, let me tell you a story about our biodiversity. Once there's an old lady at the park, sitting near the pond, as she peacefully watching the swans and the ducks swimming past by her. A group of kids arrive and throw stones at the poor animals. By these actions, the old lady stand up and confront the kids and told them that what they are doing is bad. In order to teach them a lesson, the old lady told them a story about our biodiversity.
Our planet suffers. Thriving ecosystems might seem the permanent fixtures, but they actually vulnerable to collapse. Jungles can become deserts, and reefs can become lifeless rocks. Even without cataclysmic events like volcanoes and asteroids. What makes one ecosystem strong and another weak in the face of change? The answer to a large extent is biodiversity.
Hi everyone, I'm Jessalyn Telen. I am biodiversity. All the different kinds of life you'll find in me. The variety of animals, plants, fungi, and even microorganisms like bacteria that make up our natural world. Each of the species and organisms work together in ecosystems like an intricate web to maintain, balance, and support life. I am built out of three intertwined features: ecosystem diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. The more intertwining there is between this.
Genetic diversity refers to the variations observed in the tiniest detail. The genetic makeup of species. This might come too hard to understand at first, but don't worry. Genetic diversity is just how we distinguish from each other. Just look your fingers. Notice how no people have exact the same fingerprints? Even identical twins still have their own differences in spite of roughly the same appearances. Genetic diversity is important because it helps maintain healthy populations. It helps species to survive the negative impacts of climate change, making survival of the fittest ring true even more. With higher genetic variations, the more chances there are for forestry species to survive and thrive in ever-changing environment.
Species diversity is all differences within and between population of species, as well as between different species. It's defined the number of different species present in an ecosystem and relative abundance of each of those species.
Ecosystem biodiversity. It pertains to all the different habitats, biological communities, and ecological processes, as well as the variations within an individual ecosystems.
Fun facts, learners. According to the Convention on Biological Diversity, or CBD, the Philippines is one of the 18 megabiodiverse countries of the world, containing two-thirds of the Earth's biodiversity and between 70% and 80% of the world plant and animal species. However, with the ever-changing environment and increasing global temperature brought about by climate change, some species of the forest trees fail to cope with such changes, thereby affecting their ability to survive. Some species near extinction are Philippine eagle, tamaraw, Philippine crocodile, Visayan warty pig, tarsier, and many more.
It is very sad to know the reality that our biodiversity are continuously losing because of the different causes that brings a lot of destruction and negative effects. According to the most sources, the major direct causes of human-induced biodiversity loss are land use change, wherein fragmentation, degradation, or loss of habitat occurs. The next one is the pollution, the air and the water pollution. We also have the overexploitation of natural resources. Next thing is the introduction of non-native or the alien or exotic species. And last is climate change or industry biodiversity.
First is recycle, recycle, recycle. The old adage to reduce, reuse, and recycle is great. But at this point, we're just going to focus on the last part. Purchase products that are made with recycled materials. Plastic, paper, wood, and metal can all be recycled. So start there to make a difference. On the other side of the coin, recycle as much as you can. Campaign for recycling programs in your area. Make recycling cool again.
Second one is buy sustainable. We all love a well-cooked salmon fillet or swordfish steak. But before you start stocking up on seafoods, make sure you are buying fish that has been sustainably harvested. Avoid fish that are endangered like bluefin tuna, and only purchase seafood that is labeled with the Marine Stewardship Council logo.
Protect local habitats and make wildlife welcome. You might not be able to save the world, but you can help improve our local areas. Take the time to clean up animal habitats like beaches, forests, and other undeveloped areas. Make your area welcoming for wildlife. Birdhouses, bathhouses, and other housing can be great. As can planting local flora and turning your backyard into your own personal wildlife sanctuary. Volunteer. There are probably plenty of organizations in your area that are working toward a greener tomorrow. You just have to look for them. Volunteer your time and help improve the area where you live.
Stand up. Big companies are starting to get the picture, but there are still plenty that will exploit natural resources if given a chance. If you got a big development company moving into your area that wants to cut down forests or drain local wetlands, it's up to you to stand up and rally others to stand up to prevent this.
Donate. If donating your time isn't enough, consider donating some money to non-profit organizations in fighting to protect biodiversity around the world. There are many organizations that protect the land, sea, and air in favor for a better tomorrow. This might seem like a huge list of change in our lives, but it is a small sampling of what things we can do on an individual level to protect the biodiversity.